How do you decide the best exit for a deal? Like you've got this deal, what's the best exit? The way that you answer that, you have to look at a number of factors. Some of that's personal. Where are you at in your journey? Do you have time to be involved in a project where you're not going to see a return or any money coming back to you? And everything is a trade-off, right? Everything is opportunity cost. So what is the cost? If you choose plan A, you're not choosing plan B. And does plan A make more sense to miss out on plan B? So there is no right or wrong answer. Everybody individually has to decide on every deal you get, what is the best opportunity for you, given this moment in time with where you're at in your life, personally, financially, business, everything, and what's the best decision. For most people, if you've got capital restrictions, which you do, last time we spoke, you talked about maybe having to go back to a job. You're worried about paying your bills at the end of the month. You are in a position where the best strategy for you would be to transact as fast as you can on deals. What that does is it allows you to get some money in your pocket, some money in the bank account, alleviate some pressure, alleviate some stress, and then reposition to then go out and look at deals in a whole different way. I'm in a position right now where if you said to me, Jerry, would you rather take 20,000 today or stay in the deal and make 100,000 in 6 months? I would probably take the 100,000 in 6 months. Not because it's better necessarily. I would look at everything objectively. Sometimes 20 now is better than 100 in 6 months because the 100 in 6 months is going to take time, energy, and effort usually. Whereas 20 now is I get the 20, I'm done, I'm on, I move on to another thing. Can I take the 20 today and make that and turn that 20 into 10 more deals? That's the thing you got to think about. If you have $20,000 in your bank account today, could you take 15 of that, reinvest it into some marketing and get 10 more deals? So I get that you've got an end game of like developing and doing things like that, but you've got time. You've got time to learn those skills and everything is developmentally appropriate. So developmentally for you, where are you at on your journey and what is the right thing right now? Becoming a developer is developmental. Like you don't just go from my first deal to I'm a developer. You got to work your way to something like that because that's the big leagues. Development is like, that's like college level, right? And you're in elementary. So I look at it like this. Think about high school. Wholesaling's freshman, fix and flip is sophomore, rentals are junior, development, commercial, that's senior. Now you can skip grades, people skip grades, but for the most part, you want to develop into a more advanced, more skilled investor. How do you get there? The fastest way to get there is to create a cash producing business model, wholesaling, that can then fund all your other activities. It can fund your fix and flips. It can fund doing a development project. It can fund growth in your own business. It can fund marketing. It can do a lot. If you're facing cash restraints in your business and time restraints, then you've got to look at things and say, how do I transact quickly? If I can take 20,000 now and get that 20,000 by the end of the month when that deal closes, even though I could make a whole bunch more money if I stayed in the deal, sometimes it makes more sense to take the money now. And just remember to think that there aren't other opportunities or I'll miss out on this development opportunity is a scarcity mindset. Abundance is there is another deal for you tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day. There's an unlimited supply of good deals. And if you truly believe that, then you're not worried about missing out on a deal because there's another deal tomorrow. People say to me all the time, well, Jerry, interest rates are going up. And so, we missed this opportunity where we can get into deals with low interest rates. It's like, it doesn't really matter. I'll pay a higher interest rate tomorrow because I'll buy a deal at that time. That's a deal. The market goes up and down. I'm going to buy at a discount no matter when I buy. And that discount might be higher than it is today, tomorrow, right? But I'm always buying at a discount because I know how to buy deals at a discount. That would be my input to you, Eduardo, is just knowing a little bit about where you're at right now. And again, take this with a grain of salt. You might be like, no, Jerry, I'm staying in this deal. And that's totally fine. I'm telling you what to do. I'm just trying to help you have a perspective that you can fund a lot more growth if you can transact quickly today. You can fund your growth a lot better when you've got money in the bank. And the fastest way to get money in the bank is to wholesale. There's no faster way to do it.
The profit is around 300 basically. And that's just rough estimate. It could be more.
It could be more or it could be a lot less. See, investing takes risk. Not all projects pencil out. In fact, very rarely is the outcome what you pencil in the beginning. Okay, so stay in the deal. You take some risk. You don't see any money for a couple years. It's going to tie up some bandwidth. If that makes sense and you're okay with that, then do it. Just go in with your eyes open, like go in objectively. Know the trade-off. Know that you're trading off fast cash right now for slow cash, maybe a lot more, maybe not down the road in some point in time. Just own your choice. A lot of times what I see is people don't own their choice, right? So they make these brash decisions and then they're like, oh man, it didn't work out because of this, this, and this, and this. It didn't work out because you took on a deal that you developmentally weren't ready for and could not sustain. And when crap hits the fan and now money's owed, let's say this project goes south and people have to put money in, you're not able to put money in. So you got into an investment that you could not see through the downside. Like I would never partner with somebody that was equity in the deal that couldn't not just take upside, but also downside. So my conversation with Eduardo would be, hey, if this deal bombs and to liquidate this project, we have to come up with $200,000. Where are you going to be when that time comes? And if you say, well, I'm only here for the upside, I'm not taking any risk because I got nothing to lose. So I want to be in the deal, but I got nothing to offer for if that happens. But hey, I'll be here when it wins. If this thing loses money, I'm out of here, dude. You'll see me gone in a nanosecond. Like that's the worry I would have. And that's a worry you should have. What if this thing loses money? Are you really going to have that conversation where you say to somebody, I don't have any money to put into this deal to see it through, but I want to be equity. Equity means you're willing to take the good with the bad. That's what equity means. That's what put your name on the deal means. If you're not able to do that, you have no business being in that deal. Just wholesale it.
What if I wholesale JV it for like 10K?
I mean, that's the same thing, whether it's 10 or 20, you're passing the deal off and getting paid a fee today to let somebody else take the project. However you do it. If you JV, you find the buyer. I'm a big proponent of you do the strategy that you're developmentally ready to do.
And how does the construction loan work? Because I spoke to a couple lenders today, and I don't know the structure very well.
I mean, a construction loan is going to want the owners of the deal to sign to personally guarantee, which means you pledge assets. They're going to want you to take a risk. Very rarely are the investors that are taking the risk going to be okay with somebody in the deal not willing to take risk. I wouldn't be. I wouldn't want a partner on the deal that wasn't willing to take risk.
What do you mean? Like if I don't have money, I'm not taking a risk?
Meaning you don't have assets and you don't have cash to step up if something happens. So because that's what they have to do. Whoever signs that construction loan is basically saying to the bank, I'm good for the money. If this thing goes south, I'll still pay off my loans. And if I don't, you're going to come after me personally and take my personal assets. Like that's what a construction loan is. Most banks are not going to do a loan where you're not pledging assets. The banks are going to take the property as collateral, and they're probably more than likely, because you're talking now commercial, this is a commercial loan to do a development. They're going to want more than that. That's not going to be enough. They're going to want skin in the game, money down. They're going to want lien the property, and they're going to want you to pledge assets. That's what a commercial loan is. You could possibly structure the deal where you say, look, I'll be the heavy lifter on this deal. So I'll be on site. I'll manage this construction. My contribution to this deal is heavy labor. Be there, be involved, find the contractors, manage the contractors, oversee the project. And maybe that's enough value to earn equity in the deal. So you could do that and not have any skin in the game, not have any cash in the game. I've certainly done deals like that. But again, you're now going to tie up bandwidth managing this project. The trade-off is you're not going to have as much time to go do other deals that make cash right now. Is the trade-off worth it? I typically would say in the beginning, it's not worth it.
I would just find a way to keep doing deals while I do the development.
All I'm doing is bringing to your awareness the upside, the downside, the pros, the cons. You have to ultimately decide if you're ready to go forward.